Watchdog finds 81% of all political late-night show jokes in 2023 targeted conservatives. A study by Media Research Center found that 81% of all political jokes on major late-night comedy shows in 2023 targeted conservatives. The study analyzed 9,500 jokes, political jokes, from 6 major late-night shows, revealing a significant bias against right-leaning subjects amongst the analyzed shows. Jimmy Kimmel Live, the highest rate of anti-conservative jokes, 88% of its 2,215 political jokes, targeting conservatives. Stephen Colbert's show came in second with 86% out of its 1,918 jokes, followed by Seth Meyers at 84% from his 2,445 jokes, all anti-conservative. The Daily Show was at 78% of its 1,277 political jokes, targeting conservatives. Jimmy Fallon's show had a more even split with 66% of its 1,416 political jokes directed at conservatives. James Corden's shows, which ran for only 4 months in the year, had 54% of 245 jokes. Go ahead. What are your thoughts on this wonderful story?
Nobody's shocked. I haven't listened to late night comedy in forever. There's a reason that Greg Gutfeld's show, who's the least funniest comedian on TV, is the #1 late night show. There's a reason, because when you pander to half the country, it's not a smart business move. Vinny, you know this. The whole point of comedy is misdirection. Yep. You don't see it coming, okay? When you're predictable and everyone's like, did you hear what Trump did the other day? It's a threat to democracy, ha, ha, ha. It's like, we know it's coming. The whole point of misdirection. How many people come up to you and say, Vinny, that fight you and Adam almost got in, bro? You got me. Because they actually thought we were going to fight. Next thing you know, we're walking with a birthday cake for PBD. Yep. But if you're just fighting Trump every night and you're predictable, you're no longer funny.
They haven't been, but my thing is, they haven't been funny to begin with. At least like David Letterman, it was back and it was forced. It was Jay Leno. Everybody was fun. They're obviously bought and paid for. It's a political activist move. Bro, if you think about it, would you ever have thought that these pieces of scum would be having vaccine dances where they're Colbert, like, hey, bro, shove this experimental drug in you and your kids and your family, and it's an agenda, bro. It's an agenda. It's not funny. It's unwatchable, and we're seeing it. Like you said, when you sign up for this, these guys all hang out with these same elites. They're all hanging out with, I saw them in New York with Chuck Schumer and all these guys. Look how embarrassing. Bro, look how, these are not comedians. By the way, I'm tired of people using that word loosely. He's not a stand-up comedian. He's a personality, and look at that shitty personality, bro. Bought and sold and soulless people that are trying to make America laugh. And by the way, that audience, they pick up applause signs and they go, hey, laugh at this. You have to laugh at
Tom,
this.
what do you think about this, Tom?
I think it's completely unsurprising. And regardless of how these comedians feel, they are playing to the narrative of the network that employs them. And so that's what I think. And this is completely unsurprising. America needs equal time. America wants equal time. Love or hate Fox News, it was providing equal time. Rush Limbaugh, one of the greatest monologues of his program, I remember when he gave similar stats. They're saying this on this radio station. They're saying that on this radio station. Saying this on this radio station. And now they want the Hush Rush Act on Capitol Hill. I am equal time. And it was a bold statement, but he was right. He says, I am equal time. You want equal time because you don't like people listening to me? I'm outnumbered. I am equal time. And this is unsurprising to me. And you know what?
I got you, Tom. So here's what I would say, just to wrap up and transition, is this is why you got to love data. How awesome is it that data reveals everything? You can get angry as much as you want, Mark Cuban, at data with DEI, but out of 21 seasons, when Guardian wrote the paper, 15 of those 21 seasons, you led the whitest team in the NBA, and in the last 2 years you owned the team until you sold it. So that means, whatever numbers you want to give it, 75% of the time you had the whitest team in the NBA. Mr. Mark Cuban claims DEI, then goes and hires a female black president for the Dallas Mavericks just to kind of a virtue signal to the marketplace. Numbers don't favor you. I went into, what is that, Gloria Allred? That lawyer that's the goat of sexual harassment lawsuit.
Yeah, she's the girl.
I went and interviewed her in her office, and she starts saying, are you a bigot? Are you this? Are you that? I said, how many of your employees here are women? Well, did you see my front desk clerk? I said, I looked at all your partners on the wall. They were all men. Do you have any female partners? She changes the subject. Data sucks.
Yeah.
Data sucks. Data reveals everything. Data shows. Good, bad, ugly. Okay? When we sit there and we're like, dude, Valuetainment, I'm like, Mario, we've had this 2 or 3 times we've done this. Mario, the last 100 videos we've done, we're not getting eyeballs. Okay? Well, we got to change. The show sucks right now. This was 3 times we went through when we took a break at 80,000 subs and at 450,000 subs, and we took a break at a month at 1 million subs. I'm like, dude, I'm doing so many different things. I'm running so many different. I just don't have the bandwidth right now. Let's take a 3-month break. We come back, we improve the show. Data never ever lies. Data tells you the late night is all. 50% of America can't stand the late night shows, and they're just pandering to their audience. It's what they're doing, and that's why you gotta love data. So that's the best part about what I see. Whatever these guys did, good for them for taking the time to pull up the stats to see what's going on. Let's go to the next one. By the way, within that space with comedy, Joe Coy, his monologue flops. You know what he says? It was a tough crowd. No, Joe, it's not a tough crowd. You tried to please them. You weren't a comedian. You were trying to kiss some ass, and you were afraid of giving jokes. And you know what happens when comedians are owned by the audience and you show fear. It's over. You lose, and it was felt by everybody.
Exactly.
We have a couple guys. We wanted this guy to come and perform at the event a couple years ago. Eventually, it didn't work out. We ended up having
Sebastian
Maniscalco, and what do you call it? And we had Kevin Hart. We've had a bunch of different people that have come. But Matt Sapalo's a big fan of Joe Coy, okay? And he says he likes Joe Coy. Great.
Because he's Filipino.
Because it's Filipino. No problem. But you know what you saw when you saw the monologue? You were trying to pander to them. You were trying to make sure everybody liked you, and you walked on eggshells. Ricky Gervais came in and said, I don't give a shit if you want to be my friend or not. And he got hundreds of millions of views, the most viral monologue ever. So if you're a comedian and you want to know why the most viewed interview of all year on YouTube, maybe of the last 12 months, is a guy named Cat Williams. Because Cat came and dropped the bomb on Shay Shay, Club Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp. Can you go to the podcast to see how many views Cat Williams got?
It's
go to
like
Cat
35
Williams.
million.
I don't know how many views. It's a 2-hour and 46-minute podcast,
ridiculous.
of which you watched twice,
I watched
right?
twice.
Just
that
go
good?
to YouTube and see how many views. No, I just want to see how many views it's got. What's the number right now?
Wait.
That's a short.
No, that's a short.
Go
Yeah.
to
the full
just
video.
go on that.
I'm telling you, it's like over 30 million.
37 million
I'm telling you, it's
views.
insane.
37
In how long?
million views in 5 days.
That is.
You know why? But by the way, you know why though? Because Cat didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And if you're a comedian, you're going up there trying to please the world.
Yeah.
You get the kind of ratings that you get.
First of all, I mean, Joe Coy, amazing human being, a really good friend. I'm curious. Do you think it's because of what Ricky Gervais did? Pat, like, shit on everybody. Now they have to see everything that you joke. They want to know all your jokes and all your stuff.
If
and
they
you have to
did
agree
that to him, if they did that to him, you're not a comedian.
So you're saying he should have just been like, no, I'm not going to do it.
If they did that to him, you're not a comedian.
Wow.
If they did it to you, I don't see you as a comedian. I see you as a host, not a comedian. You're a host. If you're worried, like when what's his name got up there and Peyton Manning is a better comedian at ESPYs than Joe Coy. Peyton Manning's monologue was 10 times better than Joe Coy's monologue. Peyton Manning got up and said, you know, the women's swim team or soccer team is doing so good right now that Kevin Durant is asking for a trade.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. And you're like, oh, shit. And then he go into the next person and the next person and the next person. That's a comedian.
Yeah.
But Joe Coy was afraid to make people feel uncomfortable. Even the joke he took, the shot he took at Taylor Swift, he was hesitant about it.
Weak.
You just don't do that as a comedian. Go for it and light it up.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.